Welcome back to Hey Kentucky. Now let's pick up my interview with former UK linebacker Kash Daniel as he talks about what the fans have meant to him. What was your experience with the fans?
Oh, it was amazing. Best fans in college athletics, that's for sure. Just because, just the pride that they have, not just for UK athletics as a whole, and how well they travel. I mean, my freshman year when we didn't make a bowl game, and for 5 years we go down there, our whole side of the stadium is packed out in blue and white. You go down last year to the Citrus Bowl, all packed out in the real blue and white, as James Franklin said to us. But they're the greatest, and they expect to win, and I think that's a great culture to have, is expecting to win and expecting to exceed each and every expectation that's brought upon you each and every year. Because ever since I've been here, people have said, "Oh, Kentucky a 3-8 team, Kentucky a 4 in this team," and each year we've, exceeded that expectation. So, just to give back, to the fans, that come and watch us play, that spend money, that spend their time, with their children, and spending money on gas and travel expenses to come up and watch us play a game and cheer us on the way that they do. I'll never be able to thank them enough.
Well, thank you. We appreciate it.
Oh, thank you guys.
I think you truly are one of, I've been here since '02, and one of the guys that really resonated with the fans. Like, they wanted to interact with you. They wanted part of the energy that you exude. That's
what it's all about, and that's just how I play the game. This is the most emotional game in the world, and it's the most team-oriented game in the world. It's taught me so many lessons, not just in football, but in life. How to treat people, as your teammate, looking out for people, because you're looking maybe 10 years down the road when football's done with, look as a coworker, as your teammate. But with the people of Kentucky, and they resonated with me, I think, just because I'm from here, and I prided myself upon being from here, that I'm one of you guys. I'm a country boy from Paintsville, Kentucky, and that's all I'll ever be. And I'm just prideful, that I get to play for my state, and I got to wear that blue and white and that name across my chest that I took so much pride in, and that each and every fan around this state has so much pride in. You go back home to a gas station, you go to church, you see people in UK t-shirts or UK button-ups. Those are their Sunday best clothes, and they still got UK patches on them. And it's all blue and white. There's so much pride and so much love for UK athletics all across the state and all across the nation that people, have adopted as their favorite team. And, it's just an unbelievable feeling that when you go out onto that stadium, or at the end of that stadium, and you just look up and see 60,000 plus screaming UK diehard Big Blue Nation fans. And, it's meant the world to me. That's why I always stop for pictures. It takes me an hour to get back to the locker room after a game, because I have to make time for those people, because those people are my reason why.
And you're starting your signing tour in Paintsville. I'm sure that's
back where it all started.
Yeah, that's no accident. And I would imagine, even if you don't view yourself this way, that you go back there and you are larger than life.
That's what kids, they come up and, they always ask for autographs and pictures and everything. And people do treat me, a little different back home, but there's some people that just still treat me just like Kash, and that's really all, you need to treat me as. I'm not this big name, star and all this other stuff. I'm just a guy. Man, we can come up and talk fishing, we can talk wrestling, anything. And, I'm always going to be friendly and, have an open conversation with you, and especially with little kids, just because I just hope people can use my story from back home, that it doesn't matter where you come from. If you have this dream that keeps you up at night, and it's the first thing that wakes you up in the morning, that you think about it constantly, that you have to do this to get better. If you work your tail off, you can do it. I promise you, you can do it. But you're going to have to make a lot of personal sacrifices, and, of doing the right things, getting good sleep when everybody's out partying, and wanting this as bad as you want to breathe. That's all it is to it. It's hard. It's the hardest thing ever to go through. And my dad told me when I got in here, he said, if you go there and survive and thrive in college for these next 4 years, you can take on anything the world throws at you. And I firmly believe that because of all the hard work that I had to put into it just to get here. And then the hard work that I had to put into maintain being a player here and making a name for myself, to be able to be a starter, to be able to make an impact for this team. So for any kid back, no matter where you're from, you could be from Eastern Kentucky, West Kentucky, Alabama, Florida, Georgia, no matter where you are, if you have a dream and you want this bad as you want to breathe, you can do it.
Tonight's wrap-up is next as Hey Kentucky continues.